Welcome to ABC Radio. My name is Candace Smith, and I am here with the lovely ladies of Vogue. How are you?
Good.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you
Looking
for
all
having
shiny
us.
and happy. I have to say it's an honor and a pleasure to meet all three of you because I personally have been a fan for so many years, and I remember the majority of your songs. So to be able to finally meet you in my career, I mean, it's really awesome. So thank you for coming out. This is great.
Thanks for having us.
You're
Thanks for having
welcome. You're
us.
welcome. So we're here because you guys have a new album coming out, and it is your seventh. Am I correct? Your seventh album?
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And it's
Thank
your
you.
first in many, many, many years. It's called Electric Cafe.
Yes.
My first question really is what's the meaning behind the title? It's very unique. So I'm just wondering how you guys thought of that title.
Well, initially, during the recording process, our intention was to do an electronic dance music record because it was something we had never done before, suggested by our producer. And during the creative process, the music just started to morph into more R&B, more soul. You know, we got back to our roots. You're still going to get the signature sound because the record was spearheaded by the original producers, Denzel Foster and Thomas McElroy. So you're going to get those signature harmony sounds still.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting. And I mean, you guys also have a single out right now called Rocket,
Yep.
which aptly titled because it's soaring up the charts right now. It's basically
Thank you.
zooming and it's doing really, really well. And I know that Neo wrote the track. So I'm very curious to know, did you guys meet up with him first or did he kind of just write the song and then give it to you guys? Or how did that collaboration actually happen?
Actually, our producer, Denzel Foster, got the song for us, and he thought it would be a good song for us to record. And it's funny because we decided to record the song, and then we went on tour to Australia. I believe it was last October,
Yeah.
and we were on tour with Neo. So
How
we
fitting.
were like, we're going to do your song. You are. So I didn't even know at that time, but it was, so that's really how it came about.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really cool. How is he in person? I mean, how is he?
Such
Oh,
a
he's
sweetheart.
So cool.
Really, really nice guy.
and consummate performer.
Professional.
Yeah,
That's really
he
cool.
is.
Yes.
It's always nice to hear because, some people wonder, well, how is this celebrity and how is that celebrity? And you see them on TV, but you don't know how they are. So it's really
Yeah.
cool to hear when the person is professional, nice, and
Absolutely.
humble.
Yeah, he's really sweet.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So what can fans expect from the album? I mean, we talked a little bit about sound, but in terms of themes and the message, are there any specific songs that you guys can talk about that fans can kind of say, oh, well, I can look out for that when the album comes out?
Yeah, we have a few things that are happening on the record that I think fans could enjoy. One of the things that I think is a bit unique is that we have two songs on the record where we're just the three of us being one voice. So that's Oceans Deep and Life, where we're just one voice. We're singing in unison. And I haven't heard a group do that in a while,
Yeah.
so that's kind of cool. And then we have Blue Skies, which a lot of people seem to gravitate to. I was supposed to deliver a message to Cindy and Terry yesterday about a young man who was saying that he had just lost his grandmother, and I want to say his mom as well. And he says, I really want to thank you guys for making that song Blue Skies. He says, I've only heard a snippet,
Wow.
and it brings me
Wow.
like a certain kind of peace. And I was like, wow, that's very powerful.
Wow.
And that's the power of music.
Yeah.
So a lot of people seem to gravitate to that just because of the message. Everybody deals with some kind of dark time or gloomy days, if you will. And it's about kind of breaking through and then finally sing those blue skies, But that's not after you've gone through the growth, the change, the evolving, the learning, right? And then maybe
So serious.
So Serious, a female empowerment song, very fitting now,
Yep.
with everything that's happening with women, just making moves in the marketplace, private lives, everything, and having a stronger voice in society. And then maybe,
We've got we have some really great danceable tracks too. So Reach for
Yes.
Me.
Yes.
Is
Oh my
one that we
gosh.
really miss. Great energy. Very
get it, T,
dancey.
get it.
Yeah, so we got Reach for Me. And we have like novelty songs. Like there's one called I Love My Things.
Yes.
It's about
Yes.
being a shopaholic.
right?
which
All
some
kinds of
people can
things.
relate to.
There's nothing wrong with that. And that's actually a great transition into shopping because, I mean, you all are noted for not just your fabulous voices, but also your fabulous style. So I'm just wondering about like the evolvement of your style from, the first album and beyond. Where do you guys get your inspiration from, your regime in terms of style and beauty? And because a lot of women look up to you for that. Y'all are just natural beauty. So
That's
a lot of
very
people
kind.
are, no, a lot of people
Thank
are
you.
wondering.
I know, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we have an amazing glam squad. Milo Thomas and Michael Mann, stylist. Milo Thomas does makeup, and Michael Mann does our styling, and so we trust their opinion. We look to them.
That's great. And I mean, your first album, it came out in 1990, and you've had so many hits, so many songs that people remember throughout the years. What is the secret to your success? Because you guys have been around in the music business for decades and you're still going strong. You still have a huge core fan base. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Well, maybe one of the secrets. Well, I think that just the very first single that we released took off overnight and just sold 1 million copies like before we knew it. And I think having that first single that just broke us into the marketplace was very helpful. But also we've got a great team of producers that we've worked with from the beginning, Denzel Foster and Thomas McElroy, that helped us identify what our signature sound was as far as the harmonies. We were a 4-girl group. Each girl was a lead singer, so it wasn't just like one lead singer. And then we just had great styling, great videos that were shot that brought that music to life. And I really just think it was a combination of things that sort of put us on the map and just allowed those doors to be open so that every time we put a new album out, we were welcomed back and just had a lot of love. And we've got, a great fan base that just have always supported us from the beginning, that continue to support us no matter what. And I think that is a big factor too in us being able to come back and,
Right.
Do new music and
Right.
have it, so well received.
Right. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I also want to know how it was working with different producers as well as your original producers, because I know for some artists it might be a bit of a jarring experience if you're so used to working with the core group and then you kind of have to fashion yourself to another sound. I'm just curious to know artistically how that was for you, especially with this album.
Well, as I said before, we started with the original producers, Denzel Foster and Thomas McElroy. They spearheaded the project, and they know our sound. And we sort of allowed them to source more music for this. And ironically enough, most of the people were like all kind of hometown people. So there's a synergy sound that Oakland has. And we worked with Raphael Sadiq. We worked with Dim Joints, who one of our producers is actually his manager. So he understood that sound. We worked with Curtis Sauce Wilson. He actually used to be in one of the groups that our producer used to manage. So they all collaborated. They all have that synergy signature Oakland sound.
And also Tara
Stinson,
Stinson, who I believe today's her birthday. Happy
Yeah.
birthday,
Happy
Tara!
birthday! She's
Bay Area-
watching.
She's our Bay Area girl
Yeah.
too, and she's a
Wow.
phenomenal writer
Yes.
and singer.
Yes, yes.
So so we worked with her as well.
That's
so.
really cool. How was it working with Raphael Sadiq? How was that experience like?
Oh man,
It's always
so
great.
cool.
Talented.
He's so cool.
Right.
He's so cool.
That's really dope. And also, I have to ask how it was working with Snoop because I know you had a song with him, and I actually talked. Well, he wasn't in studio, but we had a phoner, and he was just fabulous and awesome, and Snoop.
Aw.
So right,
Yeah. So much
just
personality.
Snoop. So I'm wondering how in person, how he is, like how you guys kind of work together in that respect.
Well, we really didn't work together. We met at Sirius XM radio, and that was our first meeting. And then he, we just connected, and he told us a great story about how he used our beat "Hold On" as his audition piece for Dr. Dre. And he was just saying
Wow.
that got me in the door, and so he was saying, hey, if you guys ever need me, call me. So
We
should
need
have
you.
said that. All right. So anyway, like our manager sent him one of our tracks, and like before we knew it, he had already put some verses on there, and that was really it. So we didn't actually spend time together in the studio, but
Just that meeting.
it was just that
Yeah.
one
That
one
made it
meeting.
happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's great. That's really cool. I also want to talk about touring because I understand you guys are headed out very shortly. I believe next week.
Yeah,
Okay,
Sunday.
In a
April.
couple days.
Sunday
Oh my
is
gosh,
leaving.
April 1st. So what I know, it's the second leg of the European tour. Just want to know more about that, what you're looking most forward to, because I know this isn't your first time in Europe, but what are you expecting from the fans this time around?
They seem to be pretty consistent. Every
Yeah.
time we go over there, the reception is fantastic.
Yes.
There is something about being overseas and how they are just like, how they consume the music and the level of respect that they have for the music and the artists that are delivering the music. And you can feel that energy from them. And so it's just a powerful exchange when we perform. It up levels what we're able to give because of what they give to us.
Right, right. And it's always a different vibe because I know you talked about electronic music and we have a huge scene in the States, but in Europe it's like on another level.
It's
So-
on a whole nother level.
Yes.
A whole nother
you
level.
know, so I'm wondering if you guys call inspiration on that and in that respect with electronic dance music, and if you're going to decide to bring back any inspiration from EDM, and maybe, I don't know if you're deciding to do an EDM album in the future or if you're just kind of thinking about just culling sounds and inspiration and using it for your next project.
That's possible. I mean, like I said, it was our intention this time.
Yeah. And we used a
Like we
little
tried
bit.
it.
Yeah, we did.
We did a little
We,
bit.
it was our intention this time, but and originally when our producer presented the idea to us, he was thinking global.
Mm.
So he was influenced by the EDM music overseas
Mm.
because we were thinking festivals and those large
Right,
music
right.
festivals that they have.
Right.
So yeah, you never say never.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
And when
may-
you, oh,
We may go for it the next project.
Yeah, that'd be great to hear. Absolutely.
But we're
And
also looking forward to the food.
I was gonna say, what are you guys like downtime? What do you guys like to do on tour when you have some time to, rest and just do your thing?
Exercise.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Like to do. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
what we gotta do.
Right. Eat, watch
Really,
movies.
rest,
Nice. Nice.
And
yeah,
I-
we really try to rest as much
I'm
as we
always
can.
Of course, of course.
Because our bodies is, when we get over there, we're still trying to adjust.
Right.
It takes at least a week to adjust.
Right. Yeah. And it's a lot to do. It's a lot. I'm also curious to know what type of music you guys are listening to. Besides even EDM, are there any artists that you're just like, yeah, this is our jam right now? You're just in constant rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a very eclectic.
1, 2, 3. El DeBarge.
She's
Oh,
our number one
wow.
favorite.
Yeah,
El DeBarge.
Second
Nice.
Chance
It's like
album.
a pregame warm up.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
what?
yeah, in the
Shows.
dressing room.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Getting our makeup
Yeah.
done. We play his Second Chance album in particular.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
From top to
undeniable.
bottom.
Because it's such a good.
It's a
Yeah.
classic. Yeah.
Album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a vibe for us.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great. And when do you guys come back to the States? Because your States fans are if they can't get out to Europe, they're going to be like, so what's going on?
I believe we get back around the 18th or 19th of
Nice.
April. And then from there, we'll have a few days off, and then we go do the Tom Joyner cruise.
Yeah.
That should be really
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, that'll be like the first thing we do when we
Nice.
get back,
Very
performance
cool.
wise.
Very cool. And do you guys have any guests that are going to be with you on tour? Is it just you three ladies?
It's us
It's
and
us three.
us three and our
Nice.
our crew that comes
Okay.
with us that we
Yeah.
work with. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And the album comes out April 6th.
Yes.
Yes, April 6th.
Which is fantastic. Is there anything else about the album you'd like to say? Anything that fans can expect from it and why? I mean, there should be no question as to why they should pick it up because
Yeah, you can
it's
pre-order it
great.
right now
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So if you want to get it now, it's available on I believe iTunes and Amazon and
Google Music.
Yeah, Apple Music,
Apple
Google
Music.
Play,
Mm.
all of that stuff. But pre-order the album if you want to jump on.
And then
board.
Very
also
cool.
for fans our age who still like a physical CD, you can order
Mhm.
a physical one
Yep.
as well. But you can go in, you'll be
Mhm.
able to go into Target, and stores like that
Right.
that carry music still.
Very nice. My last question, it has to kind of go a little bit into politics. I want to talk about, because, you have so many empowering songs in your catalog, especially Free Your Mind. There's just so much that, especially for women, it means a lot throughout the years. Just considering the Me Too movement and just the impact that that song still has on people for these so many years, I'm just wondering what your thoughts are about the movements that are happening now, female empowerment, females just, coming into their own and really using their voice to empower others, and you guys being icons of that as well. What you think about that?
I think it's giving a voice to so many women who who have gone through a lot, many different situations, and because they were women, specifically because they were women. So it's giving a voice to all these women for all these different situations, but not just that. It's representing and giving voices to those many faceless and nameless women that we don't get to hear about, that don't make the news, because this is affecting people down to almost every segment of society, and it's making women get recognized. It's allowing women who've gone through very similar situations to bond, to create a sisterhood on that level, and be supportive of each other. And it's setting new standards, I hope, everywhere in the workplace, just everywhere for women, just that they get treated more fairly, that they don't get treated as objects or lesser than, Yeah.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you two had any thoughts on that, or
Cindy covered
she
it.
covered it. She covered
Yeah.
it. But thank you so much. It was an honor and a pleasure to interview you all.
Thank
I wish
you.
you the best of luck, and
Thank you.
thank you. We can't wait for the album and the tour coming up. It's gonna be
April
great.
6th,
April
Electric
6th.
Cafe.
Yes,
We hope you enjoy it.
Yes. But thank you all so much for watching. This is En Vogue, and thank you for tuning in to ABC Radio. See you later.